Thank you guys, and welcome. And there's my friend Natasha. I have one smiling face and all the many. I'm coming to you from Ngunnawal lands, from Canberra today, and I'd just like to acknowledge their elders, past, present, and emerging. And I'd like to introduce you all to Natasha Short. Natasha is the founder of Kimberley Jigias, or Kimberley Birds. It's an Indigenous women's leadership development group. And the mission of Kimberley Jigias is to provide a platform for Kimberley Indigenous women to lead and to speak. It's also a social enterprise business advisory consultancy that provides training, mentoring, cultural consultation, conferences, and events. Natasha, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me, Cindy.
Excellent. Natasha, you are such an amazing helper for people like me who aren't Indigenous but want to be part of the solution. And that you're constantly reminding us of the complex ecosystem where Indigenous women sit. Community, immediate and extended family, and how all of these different obligations and spheres combine to impact her ability to take advantage of these economic and business opportunities, including getting involved in business. Can you tell us why you think it's so important for women to support other women under these circumstances?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Cindy. In our community, in our region of the Kimberleys, Western Australia, women are the change agents. That's very plain to see. It's women that are rising up to create social change in our communities. When women work together and support one another, we see powerful things happen. So I know a lot of incredible powerful women in their own right who can do amazing things, but when they unite, exactly as I've done in Kimberley Jigas, which is a collective of Kimberley Indigenous women influencing social change, that's when we see enormously fantastic things happening, because we're powerful alone, but we're more powerful together.
Natasha, why do you think women in the Kimberley, the ones that you're working with, are increasingly being attracted to this idea of business? And can you tell us about your upcoming Women in Business Camp?
Yeah, I think it's the true empowerment. It's the self-determination. So when we see women going into business and not being dependent on government controlled funding, grants, and bodies like that, I think it's more and more, it's becoming more and more exciting for local women. They're seeing the power of being able to influence by doing that. So we've got an event happening at the end of this month, which is being sponsored by Indigenous Business Australia, and we've got about 50 exciting Aboriginal leaders and women in business from across the East Kimberley, all congregating together on Jaru country. That's my country. I'm from the Jaru people of Horse Creek, which is 400k south of where I'm sitting now in Kununurra. So that is going to be an enormously powerful time for us to talk about empowerment and how we can unite together for social change. They must happen together. Social change and economic change are supposed to be side by side.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, one last question. How can we get involved? How can we support you?
I think identifying Aboriginal leaders who have integrity, who have the vision of the community and not just themselves. So that's a very important step. Resourcing Aboriginal people in communities who you've identified as being suitable leaders, and then basically stepping out of the way and letting Aboriginal people lead and not having too many conditions and obligations attached to that. Just let the women who know their community and know their people and know what some of those solutions are, resource them to let them go and do what they know how to do best.
Natasha, you are such a great example, and I've loved getting to know you and working with you, and thank you for the important work that you're doing, and we all look forward to hearing more about it in the future. Thanks
so much, Cindy. Thank you.